Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
I was ridiculed, I was chastised, I was pinned to the cross for not being open.
So as you can tell, I went through another trade era. I cut all my hair off. Nico, no reason really. I was at the beach with my friends and I was like, I'm gonna go get a haircut. And they're like, didn't you just get one last week? And I'm like, it's a different kind of haircut. But yeah, they all liked it. So I think I'm gonna keep the no, I kind of want to grow it out more because I told the dude I wanted waves, like I'll insert the picture, but he cut it too low. Every time I tell a barber I want to do waves and show them in this exact picture, they cut my hair down to the bone. So that's not why you're here. Let's get started on the actual topic. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive lives, weekly videos, be a part of the podcast, which has not been edited this trip. Nico, I was doing kind of good. I was uploading bi-weekly, but this trip has had me working and moving around a lot more. And I did take the last week off just because I thought it was going to be my last week in Brazil. So I wanted to rest and actually enjoy it like a tourist because I've been working all month. But then I extended it for money reasons. Nico, I'm here to get this bag. But let's get started. So essentially today we're going to be talking about body image and the perceived image of perfection online within the LGBT community, especially within the adult industry. And I know I've touched on this topic prior, and I actually came forward about my own experiences because if you did not know, Nico was a chunky kid. I tell you all this all the time and explain how I had to lose the weight after getting two unhealthy eating habits. And even though I lost the weight and I built it into muscle, there are things about weight loss that people don't understand, such as me still having like puffy nipples, just because as a chunky kid, I went through a lot of trauma surrounding that. And I'm going to move on to the actual performer that this video is based in, but I actually wanted to talk about my own experience because people think I did steroids. And steroids aren't necessarily anything I look down upon because if you know about steroids, you know that though they do boost your muscle mass quickly, you still have to be working out or else they do nothing. So you're actually putting in work, but that wasn't my experience for the sole purpose of I worked in a fitness store for like 3-4 years. I've told you guys this. And I had so many people coming in their 30s saying, oh, I ruined my testosterone, so I need a natural testosterone booster just so that I can continue to have energy throughout the day. And I didn't want to end up with that. You know, that was me at like 21 when I was really getting to fitness. And I just decided I'm gonna go the harder way. I just did weight gainer, creatine, etc. I made I think 2 videos about the fitness products that I use. So if you want to go find those, they're on my channel. They do help because I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I just woke up one day and I just had no, girl. I was using fat burners. I was using pre-workout. I was going there. But I'm saying all this to say I bust my ass at the gym. And I can even though these images make me uncomfortable, I can show you that awkward in between phase of losing the weight and getting really skinny based on my poor eating habits. And as you can tell, I still have puffy nipples. So they're just like, I was always like this. I have no reason to come on here and pretend like I didn't use steroids. If I had, I would be honest, y'all. I'm a very transparent person. But beyond that, let's move on to the contributor that came forward about his body issues, and that is ChrisFadedd. Nico, who is that? I knew him from Instagram. I remember he was very popular. He's very pretty in the face. He had a really big butt, but he had also done adult cinematography in the past where he was on By Latin Men, I believe. And he was a twink with no booty. Nico, I'm being very honest, he was still very pretty in the face, great abs, but he had no cheeks. So one day he popped back up on Instagram just double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. So I was like, you know what? I'm here for it. But I didn't know that he had, I believe he said butt shots. He said that he got them done. And I'll insert the audio. He is not properly dressed in this video, so I cannot insert the video format, but I will show the audio where basically he explains how he had this procedure done, and after years of it within his body, he began to feel, I believe, fatigue and headaches. He said that in the comment section. So he had them removed, but as you can tell, it did leave a scar.
You know, if you're struggling with just body issues or body dysmorphia and stuff like that, I suffer with that every day. And then to add this on top of it, it ain't the shit. But you know what? Like, people have been telling me it's a scar. Scars are supposedly sexy. I mean, I find them kind of sexy on people, but like most people don't find them attractive. I mean, so yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for all the support over the years, and I don't plan on letting you guys down ever again. It's just taking some time psychologically to get back into all of this, and also, like, you know, I have to still seek treatment to like remove the scar itself, and that costs money. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But stay tuned. I'm giving you guys content, and I have so many hookups and collaborations planned for this year because...
And as you saw from that video, he basically opened up about being uncomfortable with the large scar, and that he says he does find scars sexy, and he's trying to work through it, and he's trying to save up money to remove the scar. So as you can tell, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to ChrisFadedd for coming forward and being honest about your experience and, you know, sharing this story, because it's important that a lot of people understand that a lot of performers, a lot of people on the internet, a lot of people on Instagram, Twitter, etc., they Photoshop. They either Photoshop or they're editing or they get procedures done, because the forced image of perfection is very hard to achieve because nobody is perfect. Most of these goals are not realistic. And I say this because, especially when it comes to sex workers, our physical image actually pays the bills. So you being as close to quote unquote perfect based on societal standards is going to increase the money that you do bring in, your revenue. So I definitely understood what he was going through when he decided to bite the bullet and actually get the procedure done. And it did look good, but a lot of people don't understand that these procedures, they aren't completely safe. Even the Brazilian butt lift, like the legitimate one that you get from a fat transfer, has health complications. So getting these back alley procedures, or these low budget ones, I don't want to say he got like a back alley one, he just said he got butt shots. They are very dangerous and could cost you your life. You know, a lot of these influencers and Instagram models, they're coming forward later on saying, I'm having headaches, I'm having muscle pains, I'm having spasms, you know, my injections are swelling. People are getting them removed because they were a temporary fad. Unfortunately, in society, bodies are a fad, but in the gay community, it's more so you always have to be six-pack, pecs, butt, large appendage, Nico. And I say that because there's this wave of content creators pretending to have large, super happy adult fun time appendages, and they're usually just inserting like a silicone object in their pants to make it look like it's large. All of this faking for social media, all of this lying on the internet, all these procedures are done in hopes of securing more revenue because the economy is bad, people need to pay their bills. I've seen a lot of people that initially were dragging OnlyFans performers for the act of a super happy adult fun time, not because of their actions, but the fact that they're doing it for money and monetizing it. And now they're also doing it. Nico, one of my ex-mutuals, I say ex-mutuals for a reason because it got really staticky. He was very anti-posting your pictures online. He was very anti-doing videos for money, and now he's doing it. And I saw it. I'm not going to comment on it because I have no reason to like address somebody directly, but it's just like, it's interesting to see somebody go from shaming to joining in, even if it's in between like a couple of years gap of time, just because you can tell that those beliefs were steeped in bigotry. Obviously, I come in here and I tell y'all don't have to date performers. Y'all don't have to entertain them sexually or romantically, because at the end of the day, who you date and lay your head with is up to you, and no one can tell you to do otherwise. But y'all don't have to shame people, because odds are you might end up in the same predicament. You know, like, I came on here and I talked about people that committed crimes, people that caused harm to others. I've always been pro do what you want, just make sure that you get tested and screen your partners. Always been my message. I've always doubled down on that too. Y'all can go back and look at my old videos. But I never shame somebody for enjoying the act that most of us naturally do, especially if they just choose to put a camera in front of it. Honestly, my scenes that I've done so far has legit just been me making videos of people I was already going to have super happy adult fun time with. So there was already naturally chemistry there. So obviously y'all can probably tell that on camera, because I don't feel like, I'm not one of those people like, I need to make a buck, so I'm just gonna do something with somebody that I have no interest in. But I definitely believe we should all have more compassion, especially when it comes to physical image, because we all want to be found as desirable. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend. We all want to find somebody that finds us attractive. We all want to feel wanted. That's a natural human reaction, and we should be upfront about that. So somebody going through extensive surgery to feel that feeling or to secure their income, I can't blame them, but I also want y'all to understand that these procedures can be dangerous at times. You know, the Brazilian butt lift is still fairly new, and when we're getting into quote-unquote butt shots, it's just not worth it, in my humble opinion. You know, I'm one of those people, I've always wanted a bigger butt. You know, I'm a stallion, quote-unquote, but my butt doesn't like do that. You know, it doesn't like boom, you know, and I've always wanted a butt like that, but at the end of the day, I just accepted what God gave me. You know, I'm one of those people that's just going to accept the way I am, because at this point in my life, I'm 26. Not much I can change about that other than just hitting the gym harder for leg day. But yes, definitely drop your opinions down below. How do you feel about the perceived male image online and how perfection is consistently pushed, but no one is genuinely being upfront about the procedures they've had done? No one's being upfront about the steroids usage, because it is prevalent within our community. And that's the thing, a lot of people think only people that have six-pack abs and pecs are on steroids. There are tons of people on steroids that do not look like they're on steroids, just for the sole purpose of they haven't gotten to the level that they want to achieve, or genetically it's harder for them to get to this quote-unquote perceived image of perfection. But yes, definitely drop your experiences, your opinions, and some compassion down below, because Chris didn't have to come forward about this, so I genuinely appreciate his honesty. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Terrell M and DarkBlue007. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and I'm sorry again for the week that I took off. I just needed some rest. And this week's live stream's conversations are going to be virtual hangouts, where basically we spill the tea, we hang out as per usual. It's just we won't be recording because I'll be changing my Airbnb again, so my things will be slightly packed. But both are still on schedule, and we have episodes already backed up, so they are ready to be edited and uploaded. Thank you again for your continued support.